Welcome to class, students. Welcome to class, students. Today we'll be looking at a very important course titled International Business Management, also known as IBM. And the topic we'll be considering is Introduction to International Business Management. International business management represents a comprehensive academic discipline and professional field dedicated to developing the strategic capabilities, operational expertise, and cultural competencies required to successfully establish, operate, and manage business enterprises across international boundaries. This multidisciplinary field integrates various business functions within a global framework, preparing professionals to navigate the intricate challenges and capitalize on the opportunities presented by an increasingly interconnected world economy. The core dimension of international business management are the global strategy, international marketing, international finance, operation and supply chain management, cross-cultural management, international trade and investment, and career opportunities. We have the global strategy, international marketing, international finance, operations and supply chain management, cross-cultural management, international trade and investment, career opportunities. Look at the global strategy as one of the dimensions of international business management. The foundation of international business lies in the development and execution of comprehensive strategies for market entry, international expansion, and the coordination of global operations. This involves conducting thorough market analysis, assessing political and economic risks, and creating adaptive framework that can respond to diverse international environments while maintaining organizational coherence across multiple jurisdictions. So we want to talk about the international marketing. Success in global market requires sophisticated marketing approaches that transcend simple product translation. This dimension focuses on developing culturally sensitive marketing strategies that respect local preference, comply with regional regulations, and adapt to varying economic conditions while maintaining brand consistency and value proposition across different markets. We also have international finance. International business operations demand expertise in managing complex financial structures across multiple currencies, implementing hedging strategies to mitigate exchange rate volatility, and securing appropriate funding mechanisms for international ventures. This includes understanding international accounting standards, tax implications, and regulatory compliance requirements across different financial systems. We also have operations and supply chain management. Modern global business requires optimization of supply chain network that span continents, efficient management of logistics system, and coordination of production and distribution process across multiple time zones and regulatory investment. This involves balancing efficiency with resilience and adapting to local infrastructure capabilities with while maintaining quality standards. We also have cross-cultural management. Perhaps the most critical aspect of international business success lies in the ability to understand, to respect, and effectively manage cultural diversity. This encompasses developing cultural intelligence, adapting leadership styles to different cultural contexts, and fostering inclusive environment that leverage diverse perspectives for enhanced innovation and performance. We also have international trade and investment. Professionals in this field must understand the complexities of international trade framework, foreign foreign direct investment strategies, joint ventures, and various forms of cross-border business arrangement. This includes navigating trade arrangements, understanding regulatory requirements, and maintaining the legal and ethical consideration of international business transactions. Career opportunities. International business management education opens doors to varied career opportunities across international cooperation, international development organization, government trade agencies, global consulting firms, and entrepreneurial ventures focused on international markets. Graduates can pursue roles in international marketing, global supply chain management, international finance, cross-cultural consulting, and strategic planning. We also have the global mindset. The field cultivates a sophisticated understanding of global interconnectedness, enabling professionals to think beyond domestic markets and appreciate the complexity of international business environment. This global mindset becomes increasingly valuable as businesses of all sizes engage with international markets and stakeholders. We also have advanced skill acquisition. Students and professionals develop sophisticated capabilities in strategic analysis, complex problem solving, multicultural communication, and adaptive leadership. These skills are highly transferable and valuable across various industries and organizational contexts. Cross-cultural communication and management. Cross-cultural communication and management represents a specialized area within international business that focuses on understanding and effectively navigating cultural differences to facilitate successful interactions and management of diverse teams in global contexts. This field examines how cultural variables influence management approaches, communication patterns, and overall business practices, requiring professionals to develop cultural intelligence and adaptive capabilities. So elements of cultural management, we have understanding cultural differences, communication strategies, relationship building across cultures, conflict resolution in diverse environments, global leadership excellence, active listening and cultural awareness, adaptability and open-mindedness. The understanding of cultural difference. Effective cross-cultural management begins with recognizing and understanding how cultural diversity impacts communication styles, work ethics, decision-making process, and business practices. This involves developing awareness of both explicit cultural difference, such as language and customs, and implicit cultural assumptions, such as attitude towards a hierarchy, time, and relationship. We also have communication strategies. Success in cultural environment requires the ability to modify communication approaches based on cultural context. This includes understanding variation in direct versus indirect communication style, the significance of non-verbal cues across cultures, and the importance of context in different cultural framework. We also have relationship building across cultures. Developing trust and rapport across cultural boundaries is essential for successful collaboration and teamwork. This involves understanding the different approaches to relationship building, recognizing varying expectations for professional interaction, and adapting to different cultural norms regarding trust and credibility. Conflict resolution in diverse environments. Cross-cultural management requires developing sophisticated strategies for addressing and resolving misunderstandings and conflict that may arise from cultural differences. This includes understanding different approaches to conflict resolution, recognizing cultural variation in expressing disagreement, and facilitating productive dialogue across cultural boundaries. Global leadership excellence. Leading diverse teams requires cultural intelligence and the ability to adapt leadership styles to different cultural contexts. This involves understanding varying expectations for leadership behavior, recognizing different cultural approaches to authority and decision making, and creating inclusive environment that leverage cultural diversity for enhanced performance. We also have active listening and cultural awareness. Developing the ability to pay close attention to both verbal and non-verbal communication cues is crucial for understanding different perspectives and building trust across cultures. This requires ongoing development of cultural awareness and recognition of one's own cultural biases and assumptions. We also have adaptability and open-mindedness. Successful cultural management requires embracing different viewpoints and maintaining flexibility in communication styles and approaches. This involves being willing to adjust one's own behavior and expectations based on cultural contexts and learning from diverse perspectives. We have continuous learning and development. Cross-cultural competencies developed through ongoing education, training program, and practical experience. This includes participating in cultural competence training, seeking feedback from diverse colleagues, and continuously expanding one's understanding of different cultures. We also have the five fundamentals of effective cross-cultural communication. We have cross-cultural consciousness and awareness development, strategic cultural preparation and research, linguistic competence and communication excellence, cultural sensitivity in professional iteration and interaction, and vulnerability and authentic relationship building. The cultural consciousness and awareness development is the cornerstone of effective cross-cultural management, which lies in developing comprehensive cultural consciousness. This involves recognizing that different societies, regions, and organizations operate according to distinct cultural frameworks, each with their own logic, values, and operational approaches. Cultural awareness requires abandoning the assumption that one's own cultural approach represents the universal standard, and instead of embracing the understanding the multiple valid approaches exist for conducting business and managing relationships. We also have the strategic cultural and preparation and research. Effective cross-cultural engagement requires systematic preparation and research before initiating business relationship or operation in new cultural context. This preparation involves comprehensive study of cultural norms, business etiquette, communication protocols, and relationship building practices that characterize different cultural environments. We also have linguistic competence and communication excellence. Language represents one of the most fundamental expressions of cultural identity and serves as a primary vehicle for cultural transmission and understanding. The cross-cultural business context, linguistic consideration extend for far beyond the basic translation requirement to encompass cultural content, implicit meaning, and communication style that vary significantly across cultures. We also have the vulnerability and authentic relationship building. Effective cross-cultural management requires acknowledging the challenges and uncertainty that inherent in cross-cultural interaction. Demonstrating vulnerability and authenticity in cross-cultural context can actually strengthen relationship by acknowledging shared human experience and creating opportunities for mutual learning and support. So types of cross-cultural management, we have the expatriate training, the multicultural team development and integration, strategic communication framework development, cultural intelligence development and assessment, organizational cultural integration and alignment, adaptive leadership development, and conflict resolution and cultural mediation. Thank you for listening.